I'll handle it after the reading because this is too much. I'm recovering from a lousy sinus infection I got on the day after I worked.
Ooh.
They had me work the double shift, and I told them no. They forced me.
Ooh.
Wow.
Never again. I said, yeah, you got me sick. And they wanted me to work in Yonkers. No way. What the hell with them?
Patricia, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, good. I just want to make sure. Okay, great.
Hi. Okay,
Hi.
oh yeah, so now you're here. Good. Just want to explain whoever, okay, Aaliyah's going to be first, Jacqueline going to be second, you're going to be third, okay? And this is how
Great.
it's going to go. We're going to have the first eight to 10 readers, whoever shows up today. Then after that, we're going to have features 1 and 2. That'll be Aaliyah and Jacqueline. And then we're going to have like a 15-minute break. And when Roxy returns, we're going to have you be the third feature. And then we're going to have the rest of the open. And all the features get about 15 minutes.
Terrific. Thank you.
Getting over a very bad sinus infection. I'm feeling like hell. Had a choking fit earlier today.
It's a season.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just the sciences, the weather is horrendous. Mixed with allergies, the tree pollen.
Pretty bad, yeah.
It's, Roxy will confirm it.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Sorry if I'm not up to par. And I'm going to read one poem today. I'm not reading the usual 2. Give me a break. I'm talking too much. Hi. And I took 2 pills, Loradine pills for the allergies, and nothing's helping. Nothing is helping.
Elizabeth, is that you?
It is, and that's you.
Yes, nice to see your face.
Yeah. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, everybody.
And Minnie. Yeah, hi.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. We really exist, not just on paper.
Yes, we do. We do.
Oh, Jacqueline. Hi.
In a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Hey, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
Hi,
Good.
everybody. I just reminded those who haven't approved their proofs for Brownstone Poets 2025 anthology. Please do, because I know the due date is June 6th, but the sooner the better. Because I'm tired. I just gotta get through this. This is what an idea of what the cover is going to look like.
Ooh.
Just the photo. Don't worry. It should be a gray background. And I'm thinking
Rubber
maybe,
kitty.
yeah. That's that's what you see on my profile. What do you call that? The cover picture on my profile. I just want to let people know that Roxanne does send the links. If you want to check it on your emails, just type in Zoom, and a bunch of Zoom stuff will come up. And if you see Brownstone Poets registration thing, then that's where you go. That's what I do. Just want to let people know. Otherwise, you're going to get around. Roxanne always sends a reminder or a link. She sends it again around 1-ish. There goes the throat.
Okay, I got it.
I just want to let you know, because, you got to do the research. Just letting you know. I do it. It's easy peasy. Just type in, when you search, Zoom. That's it. And all the Zooms will come up.
Yeah. Good.
Unless it
in?
gets spam. Hey, Owen. Hi. A lot of people coming in now.
Okay, we got a lot of people today.
Happy Taco Thursday, whatever.
Okay.
Nuisance.
Here comes Paris. Hey, birthday boy. Parisian has a birthday that's coming up soon.
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy pre-birthday.
Well, thank you. Yes. I was recently approached by someone making a film looking for an elderly gentleman.
You're not elderly.
Well, yeah, I have to say that was the first, but I felt that that was the
But is he a
universe
gentleman?
wishing
That's
me an anticipated happy birthday.
yeah. Yeah, but are you a gentleman? That's the question.
Okay, all right.
Distinguished gentleman. They should
End
not
of-
say
There
elderly.
we go.
Elderly
end
is
of
a very,
discussion.
very
Thank you.
ageist word to say.
Right. Elderly is the only indisputable part.
It's like somebody's like feeble. You say elderly.
Yes.
Well, it depends what you mean by it. I used to say I want to get old without getting elderly.
Mm,
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I thought I
If you
had.
just say elderly without comparing it to old, it might have a different meaning.
Exactly. I mean,
The
I thought
problem
I
is,
had
it's
simply gotten
a
old, but
very
not
negative word. There are a lot of ageist words and sexist words around that I
Yes.
just really like.
No, we don't
Yes,
need.
the word in French, I think, is ripe.
Distinguished is the nicer
The
word.
French being more delicate.
Distinguished is a nicer word.
Yeah.
Somebody who has class.
But thank you. Thank you.
I think of James Bond when I think of distinguished.
Hmm.
I
So we
think
have
they're going to
to.
have something on Netflix. I think they're having a show about Hitchcock. That's coming
Oh
up.
yeah, I think they have been. Yeah.
I gotta
Oh, it
check.
sounds interesting. Is it like a documentary or?
I don't know. I just saw something pop up on my screen. I don't have time to read a lot of stuff now because I'm inundated with stuff.
I thought they were going to show a series of Hitchcock films on Netflix. That's what I understood it to be.
Hmm.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, that's Roxy's gonna. Oh, hi, Dave. How you doing? Don't forget, anybody who did not send their approvals for their Brownstone Anthology 2025 anthology, please send it. I don't want to get an avalanche on June 6th.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank God I canceled my dental appointments. Oh, they called me because I had to like cancel it because they were supposed to be coming up on Tuesday. I said, I'm not in any shape. Don't have my mouth open and just spitting at them.
Got things to do. You got things to do.
Yeah, and they heard. I said, you know, the way I'm speaking. I said, and started to cough. So
Ah,
at least it'll be the end of the month, end of June. Yay!
yeah. Okay.
See, what time is it now? Oh, 2:07.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We had time. So just want to reiterate what's going on here. We have the chat room. Please feel free to use it to do your promotions of books, upcoming readings, or I mean, as a safe space for positive commentaries. No agitation here, please. We gotta keep it peaceful. We're here to love, you know, to share the love and respect for one another here. And we're gonna start with around 2:15. Roxy, you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yay. And we're gonna start with like about 8 to 10 opens. I know some people are not coming today because they're not feeling well. You know, I know that feeling. The crazy weather. So if first 8 to 10 people, we're gonna have features 1 and 2. That'll be Aaliyah and Jacqueline, and then we're gonna break 15 minutes for you know, to schmooze or to get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever. Just relax or schmooze. And then we're gonna, after the 15-minute break, or when Moxie returns, we're gonna go back to resume the reading with Daniel Meltz and the rest of the open. And the
Good.
open is about 3 minutes. Please keep it at 3 minutes. And Sorry. And the peaches get about 15.
Okay.
Oh, somebody didn't get a link. Oh God.
Who said they didn't get a link?
Zoria.
I'll just send it to her again. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I told people, if you go to your, go do
And
a
you know what? I
search.
think I think she registered under a different email. That's the problem. Yeah.
Jeez.
I think that's what happened.
You know, she sent it on the FP.
Okay. Do you want me to do the land acknowledgement at some point?
Oh,
Yeah.
wait until we are alive,
We'll
darling.
let you
Wait
know.
until
Yeah.
at 2:15.
Okay.
We want to do it while we're live.
Okay.
Okay. There's nothing in my email land here. Just checking. It's pretty quiet now. Mm.
What is going on here? Oh, they've changed the app.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's like I can't. Jesus.
She sent the information on her FP messenger.
Well, of course she didn't send it to me, but that's okay. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'll just send it to her again if I can get back into the application.
Oh, you know, I'll just send her mine. We'll just change her.
Okay, maybe that'd be easier.
Let me just do that.
Yeah, because they.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
in the middle of this?
Jesus Christ. God, what's her name again?
It's Zora.
I see it. I'm gonna tell her to check your email. Oh my God. Why is it so slow? Just when you want to get on. Jesus. This is terrible. It's very slow, my computer. This is terrible. She said, great, thanks so much. Did she just get it?
I guess so.
I told her to use my email.
I guess so. I guess
Hi, yes, I received it. I'm here.
so. Okay, great.
Big soccer match in Paris tonight for the European Championship with
Yes.
Oh, she's on good.
with
Paris
Milan.
Saint-Germain.
Hmm.
Paris Saint-Germain and Milan.
Yes.
My husband is watching.
Yeah, every cafe is right now is too into the street.
Mhm.
Oh God. Okay, I'm just gonna post the Sense and Sensibility, which opens up tomorrow for the July issue opens up tomorrow. Submission, so just sent it.
Hey, it's almost 2:15. I think Carolyn can do the land thing now. She wants-
Okay. All right. And actually, I think it also applies to most of upper New York, the border around New York and Ontario. So we acknowledge the land I am calling from is a traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississauga of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and it's now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 of the Mississaugas of the Credit. Thank you.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, so just want to reiterate, please use the chat room for friendly discussion. Please put for your promotions of your books or upcoming features, and just make positive comments on whoever is reading. Okay, and also when we start the reading, I just want to let people know that to please mute when people are reading, because we want to hear the people read. Okay, and I just want to thank everybody who's here. We want to give a warm Brownstone welcome to the three fabulous features: Aaliyah, Mata, Daniel Meltz, and Jacqueline Johnson. And thank you, Roxy, for being the Zoom Meister, and thank you all who are able to make it today. I'm going to do my best to be as good as possible because I'm just recovering, as you know, from being sick, sinus infection. Just a little better, not great. And we have open, just to please use 3 minutes for your open. Appreciate it. And the features will be reading 50 minutes each. I'm going to start with the first 8 people here. Who's here? Ron Burma, Carl. Is Carla here? A lot of people not here.
Not yet. Yeah.
Martina's not here.
Not yet. I'll resend the links again. Maybe that'll spur.
Yeah, and Katrina's not here. Elizabeth Moss is here. Yay. Beth is here. Amy's here. I know David said he wasn't going to come. Jeff is here. Peter's here. I don't see Kim. Maybe she's going to come late. Ay. A lot of people. Elizabeth Lara's here. Jack's here. Caroline's here. I don't see Harvey. Ay. Zoria's here. Carrie's sick. Mona's here. Karen's out. Okay. JP said she may not come. I don't see Phil Lynn's. Gears here.
I'll send everybody the replay after the meeting. I think that's
okay.
Quite a few people are missing.
Right, as whoever comes on, just
I'm
ask.
resending the links now.
Okay, so when should we start? 2:20?
You can start. I don't think you want to delay it. Go ahead and start.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna have Elizabeth Moss to start. Happy Catterday.
Happy Catterday, everyone.
Yeah.
Letting in the world. I wait for summer in clammy weather. It's May and mornings are still chilly. I still need to wear my thick red sweater. Every year I trust the season change. I wait for the pulse beat of the streets, trees that punctuate the sidewalk and drop the occasional white petal. My windows open to let the world in. I trust the season change until I can't. There is a clock blocks from my house that counts the minutes until strange storms break the world unseasonably. Still, I wait for what I know, the summer I want to happen, but my windows can't let in a world that waits for new and lethal weather. I still look for flowering trees. I wait for summer as I have known it. Brilliant days, pulse beat of the city, red flowers in gardens behind iron fences. I want to trust the season change, later hours of light, until I know I can't. Okay. One more. My mother's travels. My mother traveled the road of history, and she barely even drove. Vehicular violence is so American, she said, like rhubarb pie or unrestricted guns. Did transportation schedules move backwards? My mother made sure that they did. She was the tour guide, the acting professor, explaining reflections in the road, transportation to both lighter and darker eras. The hours whirred faster and faster, even snagging a speeding ticket. Vehicles slid backwards onto dirt roads. My mother is now history, like the outdated train and bus schedules kept in her purse. She was a reflection in the road, her surviving wisdom viewed often. Thank you.
Patricia, you're muted?
Beth, are you okay? Beth?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you go ahead and read. Thank you.
Okay. Feel better, darling.
Thank you.
As you know, some of you may know, the poem I'm going to read is from my newest collection, A Yellowed Notebook, which is a collaborative hybrid based upon my late father's final notebook and my poems. It resembles very much what Natalie Cole did with her dad's music in the last record and video that she did. Okay. My father had a 10 years worth of chronic heart disease, and he died prematurely in his 60s. And this poem is kind of a metaphor for that decline. My father knelt behind the frog, herded it into a cardboard box, closed the cover. Before we left our bungalow for the railroad station, he dropped the frog in a glass jar, poked holes in the lid. I sprinkled grass, water, bugs around the bottom. He knew that I longed to bring a pet to the nature room behind my kindergarten class, like the other children, maybe a hamster or a guinea pig. But I was allergic to any warm-blooded creature with hair, dander, or worse, saliva if they licked me. Contact would bring on an asthma attack. So I turned to frogs, lizards, turtles, netkong, muscanetkong, Parsippany, Secaucus. My father kept me busy teaching me to read the timetable. It was nighttime when we got to the Hoboken terminal and the train station back to the city. Halfway home, people began moving away from us in the subway car. A foul smell was coming from the dead frog in the jar on my lap. Ever the optimists, my father and I repeated this one-act play, an untimely death, all summer with the same result, no matter how hard we tried to prevent it. Thank you. I'm going to post a lovely Father's Day gift, which would be a yellow notebook coming up. And I'll post that in the chat. Thanks, Patricia, and feel better, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Amy Barone. Unmute and share.
Great to be here. I'm going to read the first poem in my new manuscript, Tree Songs. It's called Twilight Flight. After the sun drops, a cobalt dusk takes root. Leaves in ochre, saffron, and jade float toward night. Vestiges from the maidenhair tree, symbol of love and longevity. Venerated as sacred and strong, distant cousins survived Hiroshima. Traces of emerald horizon and brown shadow give way to blue tattooed sky. Fan-shaped bodies of foliage, their delicate veins like seams of a quilt, find safety in numbers, reach for partners as they sway and prance. Emboldened by a twilight dance, they grow larger beneath chameleon heavens, bringing breezes and calm, celebrating day's end, beckoning us to dream in color and touch, find peace. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Amy. Okay, from Canada, Jeff, please unmute and share.
Okay, almost wasn't ready. So this one's new. It's called Submission Guidelines. Welcome to the website of Elitismus Press. We are the #1 independent book publisher in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. We accept unsolicited manuscripts. We receive thousands of submissions every year, but publish no more than 5 books annually. Before sending us your work, please read our submission guidelines in full. Elitismus Press is a Canadian independent press that publishes Canadian authors only, with a strong focus on authors based in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. We publish serious literary fiction only. We do not publish nonfiction, fantasy, science fiction, mystery, thrillers, horror, romance, paranormal romance, humor, satire, adventure, historical fiction, children's fiction, young adult fiction, magical realism, books longer than 250 pages, books written in the first person, books with narration in the past tense, books with one-word titles, books set on farms, or books with the word "of" anywhere in the first 3 chapters. We recommend that you familiarize yourself intimately with our catalog prior to submission. While we read all submissions with an open mind, please be advised that Elitismus Press tends to prioritize submissions from authors based in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland, as well as women, visible minorities, the LGBT community, the Indigenous community, the disabled, the autistic, little people, people with speech impediments, people with dyslexia, people who identify as vegetarians or vegans, people who smoke marijuana regularly, people who have at least one relative living in the suburbs of Antwerp, Belgium, and people with at least one snake tattoo on their faces. Please send your novel submission to submissions@elitismuspress.com. You must include a cover letter no longer than 307 words in length. The cover letter must include an introduction, an elevator pitch, a brief plot summary, the exact word count, full biographical information, full contact details, and a complete sales and marketing plan. You must also tell us why your book is perfect for Elitismus Press, with reference to no fewer than 5 titles in the Elitismus catalog. Again, all in no more than 307 words. Your submission must also include a full literary CV, a full synopsis of the book between 231 and 317 words, and the first 3 pages of your novel. Do not send the full manuscript. All submissions with full manuscripts will be deleted immediately, after which the author's emails will be sent to 7,000 spam lists. The novel excerpt must be triple-spaced, with all text in Aptos font and a 10.5 size, with the page number, author's name, book title, and date of submission included in both the header and footer of every page. All documents in the submission, cover letter, CV, synopsis, and novel excerpt, must be sent as attachments in plain text files. All submissions with PDF or Word files will be deleted immediately, and the authors will be mocked viciously among our staff. Finally, in addition to the emailed submission, you must ship a package of M&M candies to our office in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. All of the brown candies must be removed. Please ensure that you follow all of the above guidelines. Submissions that do not follow these guidelines will be deleted unread, and the authors will be tracked down and beaten half to death with pogo sticks, while their mothers are humiliated publicly with taunts and malicious gossip. Then the authors will be escorted to their nearest re-education centers, where a crew of successful novelists, including Sally Rooney, Michael Ondaatje, and Joyce Carol Oates, will lecture them for several days about how they will never have the professionalism or sophistication to be a real writer. We wish you the highest success in your writing ambitions. Thank you for choosing Elidismus Press, the #1 independent book publisher in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. This new piece called Submission Guidelines.
That is hysterical. This is so very much like what some of these editors are like. Okay, moving on. Kim's not here yet. Elizabeth Lara, and then after Elizabeth Lara, we're going to have the pre-birthday boy, Jack Cooper. Okay, Elizabeth, please unmute and share. Oops. I'm going to mute myself because I don't want to cough.
Did we skip Peter?
Peter, oh yeah, Peter. Peter, please read.
Hi. Oh, rum raisin, my rum raisin, my 4 a.m. stumble drunken, attainable friend, ever constant, ever near, ever a flavor and a something we didn't have when we were kids. I mean, nobody had it where I came from. It was New York Deli membership badge for me. The folks back home in their mainstream supermarkets probably still don't have it. They got 13 vanillas and 16 chocolates, the occasional black raspberry or butter pecan, and all those cake and candy hybrids they can't even legally call ice cream. Rum raisin is simple elegance. My little pint-sized pleasure dome. Oh, rum raisin, my rum raisin. My 4 a.m. stumbled drunken oasis on a street corner near here in my big-time life in a big bad city. That's all.
Thank you, Peter. And I'm not capitalizing Canyon. I think it pretty much says the way it is. So you approve everything else, so I'll send it back as a clean copy to you, okay?
Okay.
That'll be after the reading. Moving on. Elizabeth Lara, and after Elizabeth, we're gonna have the birthday boy, pre-birthday boy.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay. All right, this poem is called Oh, Grandmother. Oh, grandmother of the Victorian hips and suckling breast, of the memory of golden hair down to your waist. Grandmother, you smelled the peaches my sister ate to cover her smoker's breath. Why don't you visit us, Gertrude, if I may call you by your first name? Refresh our knowledge of the 48 states. Invite Milton and Gustave Doré to join us for afternoon tea. Oh, grandmother of large blue orbs, of full-blown migraine and ankle-high lace-up boots, it's time for the new generation to learn a thing or two. Why don't you visit us, Gertrude? Press our small thumbs into the crystal compote as if we were making a pattern there. Sit by the fire and spin the globe, spin us Stanley and Livingstone, the darkness of Conrad's heart. Oh, grandmother, forget your fearful disappearance and come to us. Sit down at the table with your Haviland china and Bohemian crystal. Mourn with us the broken gravy boat and fluted serving dish. Why don't you visit us, Gertrude? Pass your hand over the burled walnut of the washstand, pull the knobs and peek inside, admire its Carrara marble top. Bring with you the oval of beveled glass that inhabited your front door. Bring with you the yellow bricks of your house. Build us the road to Oz. And this one is called Shackles. The background is my husband is Afro-Caribbean, so this might help you understand. Shackles. If this is my story, history tells a different story. My husband witnessed his the one written by descendants of the enslaved in the Museo del Barrio. Imagine this display where I found him staring at a pair of black shackles, connected by a chain, history unpeeled between us, 300 years of history. I could hear the rasp of the saw dragging through flesh, through our family trees, the scrape of converging and diverging, the blood's dry cough in our veins. Thank you.
The damn cough. I have to. Beautiful, Elizabeth. Just want to let you know it's gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you
for sharing. Next up is from Paris. Take it away, sir, monsieur.
Why, thank you. Well, since you insist on this birthday, I thought I'd read this piece called Faces of Age. The faces of many, including my own, are closing like books, chapter by chapter, closer to epilogue. Their eyes alone retain the glimmer of what once had served as narrative, a page-turner hastening. Now wrinkled flesh settles in the margins. Noses seem thumbs, keeping the last place red. Lips move in silence. Nothing more to be said. Okay. And then I guess this is called Blade. Moan, grass bequeaths discomfiture, redolent less with summer's sweetness than the must of the inevitable. Halves me to the heft. Particulate days lie all in a mist, the glowering, desiccant haze. The grown tall fades, bitterness to see, adjustments made, time gone by like a blade.
Wow.
Wow.
So thank you.
Happy pre-birthday.
Yes.
Wolf. Get the dog here. I got the dog. Okay. Next up, we have a few more to go, and we're going to break for the for the features. We have Caroline Di Giovanni from Canada, and Zoria Zadblad, and we're going to stop. And Mona, we're going to stop after Mona, and then we're going to have the features, and we're going to have the break. Then we're going to come back with the third feature and the rest of the open. Take it away, Caroline. Unmute, Caroline.
That helps. Thank you. Patricia, you've inspired me about haiku. I never really did very much before, but now I'm trying things out. So here are silver haiku in keeping with the birthday boy. Long time together, I know what you remember and what you forget. Polished for so long, the silver is worn away. The memory remains. We should take the stairs, good for the heart and muscles. Give me a moment. Sleep is full of dreams. The past appears familiar. No space between time. Hold the match steady to light a votive candle. How can there be peace? And finally, shining silver hair, pretty like a picture frame. My cap is still brown. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I just posted the the link for, starting tomorrow. I'm going to start collecting submissions for the accessibility, and it's about free. So think in terms of freedom, flying, revolution, whatever. Use your imagination. It's all in the submission guidelines. And we're not going to be doing what Jeff wrote about. Okay, moving on, we're going to have Zoria Zadblad. Take it away, and after her, we're going to have Mona, and we're going to go on to the features. Take it away, Zoria.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zoria Zadboud. I'm so glad to be here today. Your presence is truly encouraging and deeply appreciated. I'm going to read 2 poems for you. The first poem called I'm from the Descendant of the Inch Plant. You know that there are different types of silence. The most intense ones are when you are speechless because of joyfulness, or it could be silent while you can hear the sound of breaking inside you into 100 pieces, your heart. He told me you are a good person, but too good. An infinite anger and hatred ignited, filled my inner soul. I withheld my kindness, my caring, everything I was proud to have before from everyone in the world. I crawled into my bubble, pouring my virtues onto my plants, lying behind my window, swaying continuously as they followed the sun's rays. It was my sweet daughter who grew and grew, with utmost efforts grew, spreading her fine branches throughout my space. Less than 3 months later, my daughter became a beautiful lady. She drew all my love. She has a big heart. Gradually, she reached the surface of my bubble and exploded it with the tiny, sharp edge of one of the leaves. And I'm okay with it. She helped me. She helped me. Hand in hand with her, I felt the treasure of solidarity with myself, the delight of waiting, living, listening, and sharing my compassion with the right person. And the second poem is called Full of Voidness. It's been about 35 years that I haven't trod the sandy shores with you hand in hand. It's been about 400 months that you haven't rested your hand on the small of my back, swaying a tango. It's been about 1,608 weeks that we haven't touched each other's heart to sync up. It's been about 12,775 days that you haven't drawn in my arms tear of bliss. It's been about 306,600 hours that I haven't snorted your clone. It's been about 80,396,000 minutes that you haven't tasted my rapture's flavor. It's been about 1,103,760,000 seconds that we haven't sung a crescendo. I have never seen you in my entire life, though. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoria. Thank you. Okay, next up, we're going to have Mona, and then we're going to go right into the features.
Thank you, Patricia. I wanted to share today my first attempt at a glossa. I was inspired by the graduation day that I have attended at my work at Baruch College. And the poem that I chose to base this glossa on is an art installation that I see for, I don't know, over 20, 30 years at Port Authority, hanging from the rafters, a poem in the style of Burma Shave ads called Commuter's Lament. So the poem is overslept, so tired, if late, get fired, why bother, why the pain, just go home, do it again. That's the art installation at Port Authority. And my poem is called Graduation Day Closer. Hope is strategy. Monarch butterflies tucked in celebration among chrysanthemums on a graduation cap. A baby's fingers grasping a shoulder, strong and windy like ebony curls. A look across the aisle that says, "At last, here I am." Who has not said at least once, "Overslept, so tired"? Hope is revolutionary, a man with no legs chanting thank you to no one. A passageway and no one behind you except others on their way to work. An ex-Marine's most eloquent speech welcoming alumni into this world. Hope, he says, is showing up. Who has not said at least once, if late, get fired, why bother? Hope is resourcefulness. Is someone there to see the look in the eyes of the men with 10 bags and no place to sleep? In the end train the woman who sells churros, the lots for less moms and dads, the ocean who refuses no river. Who has not once said, why the pain? Hope is strength, the confetti that fits no mold. 104 languages spoken in a plethora of color, the moms and dads. What has changed over time? I was asked. Not this, I answered. Not this. Hope is everyone who has said at least once, just go home, do it again.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to, excuse me for a second, to the, hold on. Okay, I'm going to move on to the features. The first one will be Aliyah Abdullah Mata. Is an associate professor of English at CUNY, LaGuardia Community College. As an educator and writer, she strives to address the power and politics of creative expression and voice as essential instruments of social justice practice and transformation. She was the co-recipient of the City College of New York, the Jerome Lowell Du Jour Prize in Poetry 2018. Her poetry has been published in Newton Literary, Promethean, Marsh Hawk Review, Marmeg Review, Vox, and Global City Review. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Aliyah Abdullah Mata.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And I just want to say that as I was reading, I was trying to focus and get my head right, so I didn't type in the chat that much, but I just loved so much of what I heard already. So thank you all. So I'm going to tell you 3 things and then I'm just going to go. So one, I like to start with a kind of invocation, so I'm going to do that. One of the last poems I'll read, I'll mention it again, but it's from a collection that I co-edited with a number of people called Winter in America Again Still, after the Gil Scott-Heron song. And it's a poet's respond to the 2024 election. So I'll end up reading that. And then, yeah, I just want to kind of give that context because in that poem, there's some lines from particular songs that are cited. Just want to say that because people are getting crazy with not citing. Only yesterday, I was salty sweet. I was blue-black. I was blue-black shine in starry night sky. Savannah oak trees make me nervous. Something changed. Suddenly, I was raining blood. I saw sun. I heard clouds speak rain and thunder. I touched African rivers and spit diamonds. I changed. I changed how I ran. I changed how I see the sun. I talked to the river and spit blood. Some say this is good. Some say this is bad. I say this is sound and smoke. All I want in this moment is to smoke a sweet and tangy Cuban cigar and dance to the sweetness of Ibrahim's voice at the Buena Vista. I want to go to the shores of Tanzania and write poems. I want to weep until my pain turns pink. I feel like the wind is crying. She wants peace. I want to soothe the wind and feed her pink cotton candy. When I leave, I will tell no one that I may have hated people that I'm supposed to love. When I leave, I will tell the world that the love of sons will save your life. Tomorrow, I want to be teal and black. I want to run down the street for miles shouting poem after poem after poem. I want to ask Nanny if we should have stayed marooned in the Jamaica hills, never to assimilate. I am different and I am the same. I am blue black ocean water, and I am the color of water and sky. I am a black woman, and I am a mother of black sons in Babylon. I am star sparkle, and I am sunshine. This next one is called Move. Into the deep, red, hot sun, uncovered. Stolen bodies cannot be stilled or find stillness. Sweet, raw skin, blood, and flesh wounds uncovered from picking cotton and tobacco crops, getting beat up and beat down from tenant farms, sharecropping, and credit from the general store. In winter, they leave the land, leave Ridgeland, South Carolina, and White Plains, Georgia, shed Southern black skin, and move to the Bronx and Queens in spring. So this next one's several sections. It's called Hattie and Them Cousins. So I had this aunt down south whose name was Hattie. I actually was really scared of her when I was a child because she was just so big, and I was from Queens. It was just weird. So it's funny how her name comes up in my poetry a lot. One, Miss Hattie drove a mean midwife buggy carriage, delivered babies in Roarwood and tin shacks. She married at 15 because marriage is what country girls did in 1935. Left the White Plains, Georgia red clay and her midwife life to escape lynchings and parietal lobe headaches, a middle brain throbbing that lingers in the wind from too many bodies swinging on trees in the wind. 2. They came north for quick money. They cooked, cleaned, and did couples work. Lived in the couple quarters in Murray Hill and on the Upper West Side. Stayed in the city, worked weekends, and escaped to Coney Island on Tuesdays for buttered popcorn, hot dogs, ocean mist, and saltwater breezes. Rested their tired feet and caught their breaths on park benches. They left Anderson Road and, sorry, that's 3. They left Anderson Road and Sidway Place on a cold February Friday, drove for 3 days, slept in hotels across the Delaware, Virginia, and Carolina state lines. South of the border, firecrackers and pork rinds, flying tiger truck stops off the interstate, dark country roads, Confederate flag poles, pecan farms, the Piggly Wiggly, and peach trees. 4. She misses her mama and daddy, sisters and brothers buried south before the migration. Brothers left in Pine Lawn and Texas cemeteries, the farmers, the seminary preacher, the doctor who studied at Meharry Medical School, the shopkeeper who sold penny candy from a yellow school bus in Far Rockaway. 5. Can't sit at her kitchen window and see the corner of Sidway Place. Said she needs to go home, smell a Georgia rainstorm breeze, sleep in the night quiet, hear her thoughts alone and aloud, songs, police sirens, loud horns and bullets that pop, pop, pop. So this next one is in 3 parts, and I just want to say that thank you so much. I've been finding all these old archival stuff, my grandmother's pictures and different things. So all these memories or I'm creating the memories, I guess, from the photos. And some people I know, some people I don't. So this one's called Grandma's Photos. It starts with an epigraph. I was living the dream, believing things that just ain't true. And that's Jill Scott, Fool's Gold. 1. When you grow up in the South and your mama and daddy were tenant farmers, you know that land is essential, that cows produce milk and provide meat, that chickens produce eggs and provide fried or baked chicken, that you can always feed your family as long as you hold the land. You work hard to keep the land, pay land tax, and grow things, collards, turnips, corn, whatever the soil can sustain and sprout to feed your family. Instead of overpaying for overripe fruit and vegetables, overcharge for grain, seed, meal, and cloth, running a tab at the general store only to overpay the people who hate you. You work overtime to keep white people off the land, away from your daughters, and hanging your sons from your own oak trees. Answer folks using yes, sir, and ma'am, who have not earned this kind of respect, but you are trying to live and take care of your own, so you hold the land and believe the dream. 2. By 1939, they had moved north, believing in things that just ain't true, packed themselves up and left the land with the older aunties. No more outhouse or smokehouse. Worked for city-fied white folks, had at least one day off and maybe a few hours on another day, wore themselves coats with fur collars, hats tipped to the side with pearl-ended hat pins, brooches on their scarves or pearls around their necks, dressed up for the 1939 New York City World's Fair in Flushing, Queens. Dawn of a new world, they called it. They posed for pictures looking fine and dignified, their intent to show the South, the North, and the world they were humans worthy of mobility. They believed in things that just ain't true. 3. Annie liked her hat cocked to the left side. She favored the left side of things that she believed to be true, did not sway towards the tradition of the right side, blackness, womanness, cute, or quietness. Her tongue, slick and sassy, spoke her mind until she did not make as much sense, could not make sense to her kin and other folks, could not quiet the voice inside herself, that voice that swayed to the left side. Some years before the World's Fair, when her baby girl was about 10, her almost husband, we'll call him Ronnie Earl, decided to have another on his left arm, her left arm. Ronnie Earl stole her money from the small black jewelry trunk tucked under the mattress in the dugout box spring, 'cause she knew better than to trust white folks' banks. And the Carver Federal Savings on Merrick did not open until 1948, so her dollars stayed in the house. Since he decided to take it, she decided to wait for him on the corner of Linden Boulevard. 3 weeks later, when he thought she had calmed the voice, she, with a cute knife in her white gloved hand inside her coat pocket. Ronnie Earl was all alone as he had just walked that other lefty to her room in the boarding house on Sayers Avenue. The lesson here, don't pick up a lefty too close to where you stay with your almost wife. She smiled and waved him over with her empty white gloved hand, clasped his fingers tight, pulled him in close for a kiss, whipped out the cute knife, nicked his left cheek without getting a drop of blood on her white gloved hand, smiled at him and said, "Good night, love," headed down Linden Boulevard away from Merrick, and stopped in the sweet shop for a chocolate and caramel sundae with extra whipped cream and 2 cherries on the top. Okay, thank you. So this next one is called Black Winter. And I want to just say there's some 30 folks I was working with, and this is one of those poems. Thank y'all. Elizabeth. Black Winter. Do you recognize what you did to me and for me? You, man of 2 religions, Baptist hymns and Quranic surahs. The word of God was with you and in you. You used to unblock those overgrown Leland cypress trees, snow glued together on 169th Street. You loved parting the trees to shovel snow and clear the red sidewalk. You were 6'2" and the cypress trees hit to your shoulders. You used an old-fashioned metal shovel. Scoop, scoop, toss, scoop, scoop, toss. You sailed the snow over the side of the pines until they parted like that red blood sea. You were father, daddy, dad, papa. You worked outside in the airport snow before racial justice and discrimination lawsuits. You fought the coldest winters and the coldest white folks. You were never a yes man. You understood prayer and quiet rage. You did not get lynched on Georgia oak trees down south. You were born in Kings County, Brooklyn in 43. You had company in the womb. Your brother crossed to the other side and left you alone in the nursery. You cried for him and still cry for him. Winters with you were ice cold, warm, clanky radiators and hot chocolate on snowy days. You played with us all day and then worked the airport in the cold. You never complained and had plenty cause to, being Black man in America then and now. You had many stories and survival strategies. You taught us to watch our sixes and our backs. Okay, and thank you so much. And I'm gonna end, this is my last one. So this is the one that's in the book Winter in America still. Nope, Winter in America again. There's gonna be a sequel called Winter in America still. So I think it's a very important collection, and I'll post the link in the chat. A lot of different poets all over the country are in it. Wake Work 1. When I was young and subject to heartbreak, I cried my almond-shaped eyes to red, swollen slits, chain smoked cigarettes out the bathroom window for 2 days, wrote poems on toilet tissue, cooked dinner for my 3 sons, made banana split sundaes and tucked them into bed, turned toilet paper poems into sermons on loose leaf to heal my heartbreak, pen and ink eulogies, read over the kitchen sink like people do at wakes, talk about love acts like the bad shit never happened. After the kitchen sink, flicks of my red Bic lighter torched the letter and burned the bad shit all away. 2. This is America. My people be heartbroken since 1619, ringing freedom and liberty bells, burning things and hauling ass north, east, and west to escape Jim Crow, colored only water fountains, train cars, lynchings, and the South. White supremacy on repeat, down south and up north, broken, beat up, and burned by America over and over on repeat. Looking for democracy in the voting booth, on Harlem street corners, and at the Mississippi courthouse, in red, white, and blue promises of liberty, justice, freedom, and peace. Never had a chance to grow after assimilation, integration, civil rights, Black power, and cultural nationalist movements, the return to segregated separation, and what of Black women's bodies? My people be burnt, tired, bone dry, and looking for the rain to wash away and burn racism all away, waiting for Jah to come to end oppression and rule equality. You should know, America. We who believe in freedom will never rest. And we who know winter in America will never rest. Exodus, movement of my people. Thank you.
That was fabulous. Oh my God. Aaliyah, thank you for sharing. Excellent. Okay, we're going to move on to the second feature before we move on to our break. I'm going to introduce Jacqueline Johnson, is a multidisciplined artist creating in both poetry, fiction writing, and fiber arts. She's the author of A Woman's Season, Main Street Rag Press, and A Gathering of Mother Tongues, published by White Pine Press. Her work has appeared in This Is the Honey, an anthology of contemporary Black poets, Dear Yusuf, essays, letters, and poems for and about one, Mr. Kumunyaka, Baby Suggs, and A Purple Butterfly. She's a graduate of New York University and City University of New York. A native of Philadelphia, PA, she resides in Brooklyn, New York. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Jacqueline Johnson. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Patricia. We finally get here. And thank you, Aaliyah, for such a fine reading. And all of the open mic readers. Y'all have a nice, dynamic, strong open mic going. So keep at it. All right, I'm going to start with a short poem. It's called Place of Birth. I was baptized by field holler, Bessie Well, caught in the silver of my throat. At the center of my house in Philadelphia, where the bullets cross, was music, ancient, down home, sanctified jazz. And I'd like to dedicate this reading to the memory of the Kenyan writer Ngugi wa Thiong'o, whose work I had been reading since I was in high school. And I followed his work. I would read his books when they were banned, and so forth and so on. So this is called Just This Day. And it's based on some of it's based on an incident where I ran into him on the streets of our lovely city. Just this day, this white winter, wow, take it from the top. Just this day, white winter chill in the air, soft blues, dull amber of an early dusk. I look up and there is Ngugi, nappy hair and all, the universe jumping off his blackness. Ngugi wa Thiong'o walking into a coffee shop circa 1994, Greenwich Village. His freedom makes the eye laugh. Who would have thought from the days of his Kikuyu village, traveling upon a river between Mau Mau sounds, warrior words, tribal marks into adulthood, that he would be here in my world? How did he know but for the meager grains of wheat, kin and clan, would turn upon each other, neo-colonial style, and make the generations tremble? During his years of protest, banned books, forced exile, he kept his war tools poised, writing of the missing, disappeared. This African epic repeats and repeats like an eddy upon a river, swollen with 1 million bodies, so many petals of blood. A backward-looking, stuttering bird mocks his efforts, unable to find reason or voice. Here at the corner of 8th and University, I watch him walk in his rapid pace, coffee in hand. I watch him thankful the beautiful ones are still among us. And he was quite a figure. He Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, they all came out of the same historic moment. Uh, all right. I'm going to read this poem. I kind of sometimes read intuitively, so my fingers kept coming to this poem that I wrote for my grandfather. I'm going to read part of it because it's kind of long. It's called Water Stories Mosquito Fleet for Henry Jenkins. 1. My grandfather was a boat builder, belonged to the famed Mosquito Fleet, countless sea of Negro men who fished the coastal waters of Charleston, Edisto, Diffusky, Kewah, James Island, St. Helena, Johns, and Sullivan Islands. This one summer, I am a guest along Connecticut coast in East Haddam, sailing upon small streams and rivers. Our captain is barefoot with a black Peruvian ankle bracelet. A strawberry blonde sporting a white cap. His face a cliche of contrast. Heather blue eyes, burnt red skin, soft age lines around his mouth. Here most of the boat owners are white. We three are the rare queens on the water this day. We head for Venture Smith Islands, so small one can island hop. Venture, a Senegalese slave, worked the land and waterfront until he was able to buy his freedom. True original black capitalist, made a fortune freeing his brethren to work for him. No indentured servant, so harsh and long was his treatment of the newly freed men that many went back to slavery rather than work for him. 3. It was 1929. The Great Depression had just hit. Grandpa would walk coals in his only shoes, looking for work in a city out of work, in a city out of money. Who knows how long it took him to get the good job at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, how long it took for the heart to heal. 4. 3 of us sit in the late afternoon sun, warm wind dancing a hosanna in my hair. I learn the names of sails I will never hoist and think of you, Grandpa, and your 4-bedroom apartment in Harlem with the white majestic boats and bottles sitting on the mantelpiece. From the hill where you live, one can hear the stories of a lifetime. The blues is about one thing, a man and a woman and her money. The remix version, a woman and her dreams. Dear Al Young, hope the music is living well in your soul. Listen, I finally finished that blues poem. It only took 8 years. You knew only time would teach me what the blues really are. Not just sadness, no need to be the last sad black woman. Blues is sure and certain triumph over that which would kill one. Thanks for the long patience. Love you, Jacqueline. 5. On the boat, Sonia swears she swam in the Egyptian ocean for 3 days, riding the rudder like a mermaid. No sunburn or salt-crusted hair. My great-grandfather, Fred Jenkins, was a seaman and boat builder too. In the sepia photographs, his dark, deep-set eyes enchant. One cruel evening, his trawler, the Dart, was crushed by a large cruise ship in Charleston Harbor. Now the captain offers me the wheel. I turn the boat toward the horizon's gold. We're going to Africa, I shout. We're going to Africa. Okay, let me see what I got here. I'm going between 2 books. These 2 books, which you may not be able to see, A Gathering of Mother Tongues and A Woman's Season. I have one piece I'd like to read that's from the Greenville Review, which is an online journal. And this poem is titled On the Morning of December 4th, 1969. And it's for Fred Hampton. And actually, I dedicated it to his wife, Akua and Jerry. But Fred Hampton was the Black Panther activist who was shot and killed in his bed at his home in Chicago in 1969. On the morning of December 4th, 1969. Even as she covered his large brown body with her own to shield his dying as best she could, she eased out of the bed, wearing only a bathrobe and his slippers, her feet sliding slowly across the floor. She dare not look over and see what was left of Fred, her husband to be. Her mind and heart united, focused on getting past bullets, zipping and rising all around. If those pigs, those cowards, would shoot a sleeping man, what chance did she, a pregnant woman, have? Warrior, saint, Afro Madonna, her heart was spirit clear as she placed one step in front of the other. Afro surreal divine, most feminine Ogun, triple time, otherworldly meditation of dodging bullets. She walked from bedroom to the kitchen to the front door. Don't trip and fall, she whispered to herself. Don't trip and fall. Her only fight was to save her child, live to see another day. I'm going to read one other poem from this review. And this is called Oracle Series 3. And oracles and seers and sightseeing women show up in my work in different ways. Oracle Series. How many times had she gone through the cosmic maze of rebirth? 100. She had so many names. Mama, Dita, Nana, Iya, Aloje this, Aloje that. Queen, daughter, Naima, mistress of secrets, Sangoma, seer, storyteller, liar, witch, diva, bitch, poa, Kali, Maluisa, girl, Mary, sister, woman come here, divine one, infinite beauty, Yemaja, Sarah, Oracle, on and on and on they called, praying, searching her many endless paths, calling her many long-lived names. And then many years ago, I took a trip to Brazil, and maybe 6 months later, about 20 poems just poured out of me. And this was one of them. It's called Reading at House of Oxalá. And Oxalá in their pantheon is the god of white cloth. And I guess in the Americas, they will also call him Obatala. Reading at the House of Oxalá. Ten miedo, she says, putting white warm calories in my hand. I released them fixated on life-size African guard carvings lining Te'ero's walls. Just as fast she puts them back in my hand over the Ifa tray. Our hands do this dance 3 times. She calls on her ancestors, my ancestors, and some saints who don't know me at all. How one finds old languages no longer spoken in Africa. My Geechee rice covered in cassava and the longest white cloth I have ever seen. Is Marian Anderson alive, she asks. Yes, very old, but still here. She is relieved and pleased. We are talking over millennia, lifetimes, connecting small anago beads of wisdom into an ancient necklace. And just bear with me a moment as I go from a Zoom document back into my book. I'd like to read this poem. It's called Vanzatar. And many years ago, I got to hear this man play a banzatar, which was an instrument that he created. But it was a long string instrument with a kind of gourd, but he was able to achieve a sound that sounded like a whole orchestra playing on this one instrument. It was kind of interesting. I'm not sure it relates to this poem, but let's see. Banzata. Tussling seasons, trying not to become the burning in Buddha's saffron robe. Mystic drone of a polystring banzatar bass. How do women count time? Breath, space, heart, palm. What is worse than a woman in the summer of her life without love's familiar taste, tongue on flesh? These stripes no cause celebrate. Earn them one fickle hair at a time. Spastic breathing space between desire and hunger wide as a canyon. This one life, this life yellow flecked orange strung around blackness. I am alive, a survivor of the wars of men. My familiar is more than a she-cat. Her claws rip through lies men whisper, leaving exposed, gutted underbellies of all the women before me. All right. Women's War, Nigerian Delta. Praises to Delta grandmothers and lapas and t-shirts, protesting low wages and poverty, pushed back gates of Chevron oil. Praises to all those secret society women, took over 583 acres of Delta oil land, now Texaco property, staring down the ghost of their future. What if Americans had joined them, made stronger their protests? It's so hard to think of global freedom when you don't have local freedom. These ordinary women shouting for jobs blocked the airline terminal, stopped Chevron's presidents from escaping back to Europe and safety of empires. Great grandmothers in gailies and braids demand more housing, new towns, 24-hour electricity for their wealth to come back to them. Praises to grandmothers from 50 to 90, strapped grandchildren to their backs, camped out on concrete grounds as husbands and children brought food each night. What if Americans had joined them, shut down Texaco and Shell Oil USA, demanded no oil sales till you do right by my sisters and Escravos? For 10 days, they stopped production, took 700 workers hostage, grandmothers who were not making mash, only fighting like their mothers in 1929. Grandmothers threatening to go naked in front of male workers and foreign power brokers, shaming Chevron oil thieves into negotiation, praises for the new woman's war. And this poem references the women's war that women in Nigeria did in 1929 and in the early 90s to deal with the colonial kind of oppression that was being brought against them. And I just wanted to honor that when I saw that they were once again banding together to fight. Um, I think I maybe one or two more poems, and I will pass the baton and we go for a break. Um, I'm going to read a poem called Carolina Legato. It's for my aunt who was a teacher in Charleston, but she was also a woman who adopted a child like in her 50s. And she took her neighbor's daughter's grandson in order to help this woman keep her marriage. And that's only half the story, but that's all you get. Carolina Legato. uh, Most Saturday afternoons found you in the parlor room. John Thompson piano riffs resonating through closed doors. Work your magic on some young soul who would rather be in the park, playing stickball, volleyball, anything but music. Sit up straight, you wish out, pushing the uncouth and lazy out of every last one of them. Form of the body as important as sound making, like secret lovers doing a two-step. Worked in the black free schools, teaching the unfree to imagine, write, and read. Tried your best at a marriage that lasted no longer than a season, summer peaches rotting in the skin. Later traveled to Illinois, then Buffalo, and for a moment escaped predictability of Old South segregation. Back to Carolina coast, where you became fundy, turning out a generation of preachers, doctors, and artists in whom you left music's sacred imprint. Lady of grace, whom elders called refined, soft spoken, yet a woman heard and followed. You defied rules and with chiffon dresses and flowered hats, own more property than a city planning commission deemed possible for a Black woman. You played music on an old upright piano, keys yellowed, tuned to perfection, where you rescued children from mothers who would cheat them of life, bringing music to their witless, sightless souls. And let's see.
Yeah, a short one, please.
All right.
Because of timing.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me to read. I'll close with a short one. I am dreaming in colors. It is raining everywhere. Fat fish flicker across a lake. Somebody is very pregnant. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. That was amazing. Thank you so much. And now, everybody, we're going to go to a break. Before we go to the break, I just want to read off who we have coming up next. Kim is in the house, so she's going to read. Gear, for the open, we have Sarah, Maria, John, Sharice, David, Orwin, myself, and Roxanne. But after the break, we're going to have Daniel Meltz read first, okay? We're going to go on a break of about 15 minutes until Roxanne comes back, okay? But feel free to unmute and schmooze. Thank you.
Wow. Good poems today. Wow. Terrific. Good poems. Very good. I'm really enjoying today this afternoon.
So Paris is up 2 goals.
That's good.
Anybody care?
No, I'm not into sports, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I hate sports.
Hmm.
Bad headache. Oh my God. I'm trying to last.
Yeah, what's going on there, Trish?
I'm not feeling well. I've been sick with a very bad sinus infection. I'm just getting over it. But it's the post-nasal that's a real bitch.
Hmm.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
They say there's a new version of COVID in the city now, but I don't know what it's like.
Oh, they like to do that shit. I mean,
No, but sometimes some people get it and it's not the typical symptoms, right? Or you got a flu or something and you're not sure what it is.
I always get sinus infections. Last I had it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, God, come on. I hate the word COVID. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's just
They love to put COVID on every fucking label. Sorry.
yeah. Well, it's a virus and it's not the only one.
I mean, they'll do anything to make people sick. I'd like to have a chicken taco right now.
A chicken taco? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
you know the latest taco?
No,
The
no,
acronym?
no.
No, it means Trump always chickens out. It was
Oh, that.
yeah, because they pinned it down Wall Street because he's
Oh,
always
yeah.
fucking around with the tariffs.
I am aware. Yeah.
Patricia, you want an old speech pathologist's help for what's going on? Have you tried filling up your sink as many times as you can a day with steaming hot water?
Oh no, it doesn't
Make
work.
a tent, make a
It's
tent over your
no, I'm not doing that. I'm just taking my emergency, and I finished taking my Mucinex, and I'm just taking it easy. That's all. Screw them all.
This is a non-medical way that can help you, without
No,
taking any.
no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. It doesn't. The water's going to go down anyway. My sink doesn't really hold the water.
Oh,
But at this point, I'm just doing what I'm doing. That's it.
Well, I think one thing helps with humidity is having a lot of plants.
I have. Look, New York City weather's been really, really bad lately. Okay,
Yeah.
too much rain, and then now this is I have allergies. I have the tree pollen.
Yeah.
If I keep watering those plants, where does the water go? Because they're not growing that much, but it's helping. Especially that basil plant. That's a thirsty plant.
Yeah.
And it must be radiating some of it into the air.
Why the hell this is messing up here? I don't want markup.
You want to come back at 3:40?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I have written down here.
Yeah, 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Peter, I'm sending back your what the copy's going to look like.
Okay.
Hold on. Trying to do all this at the same fucking time. Okay, I just sent it to you. Okay. Just sent it to you. That's just a copy for your own records. I'm going to take you off my list. Okay, took you off the list, Peter. So now I'm down to 15 people. Okay, whoever on this thing has, just please send back the approvals for Brownstone Poets if you haven't done it. I'm not going to name names. Thank you. And Peter's off my list. Hey.
What you doing?
Okay, it's like we're back. And I'm going to read. Welcome back to Brownstone Poets. We're going to have now our last final feature, Daniel Meltz. And the open micers we have on the open mic list, we're going to have Kim Brandon, Gear Austin, Sarah Zahi, Maria Perez, John Maney, Sharice, David, Oren, myself, and Roxanne. Okay, now we're going to bring back the feature, Daniel Meltz. And whoever come back, everybody's back now? Okay, please unmute yourselves because we're going to have the feature now. We're back. Are we okay, Roxy? You want to start? Guess we'll get another 2 minutes. Okay. I thought it was 3:40 already. So we have 2 more minutes. Wait for Roxanne to just give me the high sign.
Yeah, we can start. I mean, I've
Okay, want to
muted
start?
everybody.
Okay, everybody back? Okay, great. Okay, welcome back. Gonna have Daniel read. Daniel Meltz was raised in the low rent reaches of Jersey, 16 minutes from Times Square. Everybody's muted? Okay. And has lived in Manhattan for 50 years. He's retired techno writer and teacher of deaf young people with a PA from Columbia, no honors. Both his first book of poems, It Wasn't Easy to Reach You, From Trail to Table, and his first novel, Rabbis of the Garden State, From Rattling Good Yarns, has been published in 2025. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Daniel Meltz.
Thank you, Patricia, and thanks to you and Roxanne for inviting me. Such a wonderful afternoon. Oh, you can't hear me?
No, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
What? Oh, I'm breaking up?
Yeah, I sound like you're on the
Oh,
water.
Or it might be
oh
overmodulated.
no. Maybe I should go on my phone. Ooh,
Yeah, it has like an echo or
totally
something.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Or like distortion, like he's got playing guitars with a pedal box.
What if I turn off my video?
Well,
We
then we
want to
won't be
see
able to
you.
see
I
you.
think,
We won't be able to see you.
are you on a microphone or are you, do you have your
No,
audio?
it's just what I usually use for my laptop.
Maybe you can
Hmm.
connect again. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he has to come back in.
Yeah,
How
sign
does
off
it
and,
sound?
yeah.
No, no better.
No, or maybe,
No.
or maybe just can he go with his phone?
Go
Yeah,
with your phone.
he can use the phone for the audio. It gives
All
you a
right.
choice. It gives you a choice when you sign off and sign back in. But he'd have to
Okay,
sign off and sign back in, and then maybe use the phone instead of Wi-Fi.
okay.
But leave your
Sorry
video
about
up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want me to go on with the open mic now? Since I don't know how long it's going to take. Or should we wait?
Let's just wait.
Let's wait.
Okay. Okay.
You may have to sign off first, Dan.
Do I have to enter a password, it says?
No, Daniel, you're not, you have to leave the meeting. Leave
Okay.
the meeting, come back on using the link that you received at 1:00.
Okay.
And when you come back on, choose the phone for your audio. Daniel, you have to leave the meeting. I still see you. Leave the meeting and rejoin us.
Can you hear us, Dan?
Peter, I can't handle this shit now. Okay? Jesus Christ. Peter, I can't handle this shit now. Yeah, Peter, I can't handle this now. Really, I can't keep going back and forth with this. I'll look at it after it gets to be.
How about now?
It's great.
Yeah, we're good.
You can hear me?
Yeah, everything's good now.
So,
Yeah,
so should I just proceed?
the audio is good now.
Yes, go for it.
All right. Okay, all right. Sorry for that confusion. Anyway, thanks for having me. I love this reading. I'm just going to get going. Okay, this is from my book. It wasn't easy to reach you. This poem is called I Will Go With Him I Love. I sing the body electrocuted, flummoxed on the pinochle table, double deck, one life, one death. In the arms of a candid, broad-backed farmer, I picked up on the Camden trolley. Hooey, this love is fresh and exciting, like a fresca in a wounded moon between a tulip tree and a deco cliff where the hawks are diving and thrushes flutter as the hawks are whistling, get out of my way. I ping the body of that punk in facilities, squatting in a corner, drinking Jim Beam, talking to myself and the flat-footed rhythms of your charm and habit like cymbals and oolong kazoos in my head. I miss you aching on the leather couch, the leather armchair, the leather side chair, wonton, meatballs, watered down orange juice, whatever you like. My fridge is wide open. The curtains are screaming. The bridge is iced over. You wore those shoes again, the black ones I bled on. Then I heard your voice behind my head. Then I heard your voice on an MP3 player. String and paste, heterogeneous hobo in time, melancholy mojo, syncopated papa, bopping down Sixth with a flute, a potato, and the magazine section tented on your head. You said, give yourself credit and dream of sweet sleep, because sleep is where we meet and double verify forever. Okay, this next one is called The Thermodynamics of Walking in Rhythm. Dad was a lush and mom was a slattern. The hitting and kissing established a pattern. First came the rabbi, naked on a roof. His aloofness was a front. His smacks were playful. Then came Rick, sexy little Caesar. But his moods were awful. He kicked and ran out. While majoring in the arts, I started breaking hearts. Then nameless he-men paid by the hour. I was outraged and entranced by power. Brief reprieve, in love with Steve, but he never loved me back, alack. In time, I met my Waterloo, Frenchman Paul, who liked girls too. I stalked him once in a Gatsby hat and caught him with Claire at the laundromat. Then came John and our breathtaking fights, and the thrill of all those slamming doors, and Mark on his trembling townhouse veranda. When he weighted me down and pressed me, he depressed me. It was hard to admit the hate that was in me, and then I met you, a man of love. Loyal as the server room, kept cold in La Jolla. First crystallization the moment I saw you. 2 days crying and dancing in Montreal. Second crystallization in a graveyard brawl. All those ready-made expressions. Our eyes met. The roof caved in. I've had it. I'm in it. I'll navigate you. No, yes, you're right. No, yes. No, no. It's simple, Michael. We broke the cycle. Okay, this one is called My Hand on Your Back Where the Pain Was. The pressure builds to come closer, like the impulse to love in a prankster who tries to connect when the signal is weak, and the reach back in time through the muddle of a week that lapses into 2 weeks, wiggles around in the soul like a weaponized Tinkerbell, wanding among the ruins at the end of the world, where cave people mingle with scientists, struggling to return to you and squirt all over the bedspread. At least it seemed that way after 3.5 days when I was afraid to let you in again, because my soul, as you know, had collapsed under the weight of your extemporaneous song compositions and your hard knocks on the original door. Swing it open into the glittering casino of our love that took 10 years of our intermittent persistence to get to the point of colossal payouts despite minimal insight, and still not enough talking. 10 years, and let's face it, a little bit chintzy and creaky in the morning, but more often than not with a razzle-dazzle orchestration or just a guitar, but either way, with a tricky syncopation. And if you tack on those extra 3.5 days, we're back to our dopey divinity removed from any god. Okay, so this next one is called 9 Lives. It's years since I've had an answering machine, but there are still many nights I turn the key in the lock, eager to play whatever messages were left while I was working. At times, I still think the radio will go off when I turn out the bathroom light, though it's even more years than that since that's how it functioned. These are memories like dreams from a previous life that flicker in an updraft of mylar confetti at the back of the hero waving from his Jeep. We forget how much we've changed, but the diarists and the face blind know. It's hard for them to remember and recount their humiliations on yellowing paper and in the offended glares of the forgotten. Okay, this poem is called Uneasy Listening. I never wanted to listen because they never stopped talking, which was a way to guarantee that I'd never be seen as existing. And what is it with that endless yammering anyway? So many people do it. The words spool out in ribbons of anxiety. They sploosh all over the editing console and shoot at you like fire hose water. If you try to understand, you come up with excuses like their parents always tuned them out, or they're insecure about the mark they make. But still you're caught in the line of fire and the words get all over your shirt and pants. Okay, so I'll just read a couple more. This one is called Furthermore, There's No Real Telling What Propelled Us Here. Uber, tornado, romantic aspiration, deep psychological insight, deep horniness, whatever it was. And whatever it was, we said to the other 7th grade boys to get them to pull their underpants down. And the fights we had with our earliest boyfriends, the fights we had with our earliest therapists, the epiphanies with our therapists, such as the realization that we never liked Eddie, our best friend for 14 years, the true confessions of a mercenary nitpicker, the trips by subway, bus, and foot to a nude beach in Queens where we first met Miguel and his friend who worked at Stop and Shop. The irrational hang-ups, the telephone hang-ups, the fixations on straight guys, storming out, giving in, giving up, makeup sex, the razzmatazz of a half-open shirt, the locker room at the Y near the tracks where that French guy Adrian's pubic hair was as strikingly black as Batman's boots, the tomboys of Totowa, the railroad workers with the Winston packs tucked in the rolled-up sleeves of their undershirts, the thud of the beat of Donna Summer's Spring Affair as we entered Uncle Charlie's South, East 88th Street, kings of the moment, and those dark days as busboys, where everyone flirted and the waiters lived high on exorbitant tips and wore tight pants and had sexual superpowers. The Howard Johnsons in Times Square, where we loafed between dances and joked about the Johns and read a little sweet cheat Gorn. The sneaking in for the second act, Evita, Chicago, Equus, a chorus line, the one night stand with that hot shot from Charlie's with the stash of sticky Lebanese hash, the fried potatoes on at David's Potbelly at 3 in the morning, the realization at 3 in the afternoon that a hit from a low-octane Needle Park Roach and a Mary Tyler Moore rerun were about as good as it would get in 1979. A plan to buy a bus ticket to, let's say, New Orleans, a life or death turning point, then waking up in a change of weather, another night at a different Y, at an L, in fact, an L-shaped room where the object was relationships. This one is called Sultry Silk Tree. We've been stupefied with sweat while big, wilting, corrugated heat boxes tumble out of the sunrise, and lunchtime's even worse. So no one's really moving except to rinse out the air conditioner filter or cut up a cantaloupe. Forget about the daily goals of 10,000 steps. Today, it's barely 100. No one's on the street. It's just as hot in the Catskills, and the cat is splayed out on the floor like a murdered acrobat. Can't account for those meowless hours, so might as well wash them down with whatever beer has the highest alcohol content, though some of the evenings thereof are beautiful unexpectedly. Glamorous gusts of potato breath out of the night as the sidewalks murmur and forks and steak knives jingle on outdoor plates, and rounds of laughter tumble up Columbus, and the calm of the 103rd day in a row without a jacket makes a person glad about everything. Even those things the person isn't too sure about, such as indoor plans and the specter of a violent death and the story of your advancing flirtation with the FedEx guy. Okay, one more. This is a short one. It's called Ecstasy in Hackensack. Those guys are on the wrong train, which happens here a lot. You begin to think it's a problem with the station announcements. And then those two, too. Wrong way, fellas. You took the Pascack train, the conductor says, and there's a long stretch between here and Woodbridge where they can begin to correct their course, thinking about what else they could have done. When I pulled out this notebook to write about you, because I am so full of the feeling of you that it is spilling over into these pages about you, I was wondering how to approach you here, and then I saw them all in the wrong direction, full of worry and frustration, and eager to get back to where they started to fuck it up, so I started there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was fun.
Thanks for putting up with me.
That's okay. I need intermission. And I took care of Peter. Peter, everything's done. See in your email. Okay, we go back to the open. Kim, are you still here?
Yes,
Kim?
I am. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Okay,
up.
so
And after Kim, we're gonna have Gear, Sarah, Maria, John, Sharice, David, Orrin, myself, and Roxy. Take it away, Kim.
thank you, everybody. Thank you for your wonderful poems. I'm reading a draft from 30 and 30, and so here it goes. The risks of feeding wild dogs with your body. The risks of feeding wild dogs with your body. The news anchor is unbridled. Their commentary has sharp teeth. It rips into the flesh of the weak. It reminds us that there are times to sweep, clean out the sediment that slows down the nation. We are feeding a wild pack of dogs. When they have their first major kill, you hear them ripping into the flesh, noisy eaters on display. They growl at each other while scoffing down while scoffing down and protecting the sweetest cuts of meat. They do not share the bounty. They may even eat each other when their bellies are full with victory. When they are too groggy to move, we slip down to their temporary den. All that's left of the mangled bodies of patriots is hair, bones, and a half face locked in horror. The carcasses look sort of like us, only they had skinny black hair, white olive skin, and the wild dogs begin to wake. We silently retreat out of harm's way as the wild dogs want to eat again, even continue to eat each other if we are not handy. All we hear on the news is that the wild dogs have grown in size and in number. They say there are no casualties. You smell the stench of death. The news calls it just trimming the fat. Thank you.
Wow, what a poem. Okay, next up, I'm going to make it through this reading, promise you. Gear Austin. After Gear, we're going to have Sarah, Maria, John, Sharice, Oren, myself, and Roxy. David is not reading. Okay, unless he changes his mind. Take it away, Gear.
I'm going to read two short poems. The first is called The Bombshells Waltz, which is a title I stole from Kamasi, Washington. The Bombshells Waltz. You walk down the street like a flash forward from a coming-of-age novel, or a Kamasi, Washington solo from a feel-good jazz collection. Your cranberry, like canned Thanksgiving relish. Your jacket shimmies and your lips pull back into a grin, like a gibbon pissed off at a bunch of tourists. I embrace you, hoping to avoid the glitter spilling from your cheeks. You shout, "It's been too long." I don't say, "Not long enough," because I'm caught up in your act, like when Kamasi's sax carries me aloft and I become him for a moment. Your red lipstick stains my cheek and your perfume invades me. I'm with you again. And this second one is called Snorkeling. A tiny light bulb floats by, encased in a gelatinous bubble. What kind of creature is this? And who are the electric blue fish, minnow-sized, flitting around a clump of underwater blooms? Something tasty must be clinging to that stone. A ghostly gray feeds on it, a rubbery kiss. A fish with a yellow mouth smiles at me. The bulbous, speckled one, Mr. Specky, scuttles away from me. I see a Picasso fish and a porcupine fish, the aptly named black-tipped shark, bigger than the rest, lurks like a threat, but it doesn't bite. There's Black Madonna with a lacy veil and a pinky tail. There's a bunch of opalescent ones. There are a bunch of Versace models and a few greedy ones with whose pointed noses nip my fingers and the soggy French bread I'm holding. A clownfish is over there, looking quite at home. We wish through a coral garden. It's tricky to navigate for a person, but I traverse the colors and shapes, forming a memory, an acid flashback, a good trip. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I think Sarah's gone. Okay, is John still here?
Yes.
Hi, please.
Hi.
Please share. Thank you.
This has been a
Welcome.
wonderful reading today. My spirit is full. Outstanding. So in these days of so much soul-crushing stuff going on, I thought I'd read a poem that maybe it's uplifting now the summer's here. It's called Joyful Song. Mr. Softy Truck, diesel fumes, rumbles, jingles and chimes, vanilla ice cream, soft serve, July afternoon, summer vacation, kids out of school, dollar bills waving as they run. Its song was once called The Whistler and His Dog. Marketing twists. Sometimes music can play troubles away, at least for a little while. Something sweet, cool and sweet. In New York City, hot days, kids open fire hydrants when not licking ice cream. They laugh, jump, and splash, birds in a bird bath, cooling their wings. It doesn't take much for them to take to the air when adults let them. So much time is spent not letting them. We are here to soar and soar in our short lives. God makes and partakes through us. We are part of the greatness. Fear is a robber that can steal meaning away. Let us play, let play the child in you. Let your life be a joyful song to life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Come again. Wonderful poems. Thank you for sharing. Okay, see who's left on the list. Maria, unmute and share.
Yes. Wonderful afternoon. Just gorgeous. Two short poems. This is Ode to Papi's Locura. I don't know how many times we got to the airport and we were the first ones on those many home leaves to Colombia. Sometimes the airport hadn't opened yet. We did it because, according to Papi, we needed enough time to go back and be on time for our flight in case we had forgotten our passport or keys. So there we were at the crack of dawn, and it was all Papi's weird idea. And Chiquita and I would just look at each other and know the routine and say it was Papi's locura. Till Mommy heard us that time, and she explained that Papi was no longer a Navy man, but in his heart he was. And then because it came that I started to thinking about other pieces, this is becoming. Maybe it was because of the navy blue pleated skirts, white long sleeve shirts, and black bow ties, and black Oxfords, and white knee highs that our favorite play after school was dress up. I asked Mommy not to throw away the old sheets, nor the worn out t-shirts or Papi's stained shirts. These were sacred for us to cut up, sew, and dye. Since the nuns at school were Dominicans, their white habits were the easiest to emulate, and the long shirts cut up were the bodices for the gowns to make us medieval ladies. The ragged nightgowns, our flashy veils and floating trains, and the old socks and cut up pieces became the hand puppets, and the curtains for the puppet theater we crafted from the cardboard boxes our groceries came in as we made our becoming.
Thank you so much. Gracias.
Gracias.
Okay, Sharice is next. After Sharice, we have Oren, myself, and Roxy. Take it away, Sharice. Welcome back.
Hello. Nice to see everyone, and thank you for all of your beautiful poetry. I'm just going to read a short poem that I wrote recently. This is Techno Animism, Survival of the Compassionate, after Amiri Baraka. More than machines, We are parts of larger mechanisms, parts in a looming magic. A technus might want automated bodies, rigid with no comprehension, but we are also fleshy, with spirits desiring expressions, many cosmic incarnations, many functional demotics. We are more than machines, arrangements of metal and rock gutted from the earth, melted and molded. We are shaped by our relations, adaptations of the internal workings, imprinted reflexives, the many ways we can see ourselves, the many ways we can see each other. A question I have for a technus is, how do you see yourself? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Welcome, Owen. Please unmute and share. Is Owen here? I don't see him. Okay, Owen's not here. Owen's gone. Okay, so I'll read. Looking at the stars. Here's the epigram. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Oscar Wilde from his play, Lady Windermere's Fan. They've told me to look at the stars when the night is at its darkest. When I did, the economy fell and governments collapsed. One by one, laws fell like comets. Chaos scattered by my feet, and the stars went into hiding. Sorrow reigned for more than 40 days and 40 nights, and nothing was televised. The apocalypse came when least expected, and the world became one huge gutter. And there are those who still insist that this never happened. Thank you. And Roxy will end it all. Thank you.
Guys, what a wonderful day. I have to say, the poems are just amazing. Let me find my poem. I just had it. Where is it? Here. A minute ago. Hang on. Let me look for it again. Okay. Bond thinks of this sad girl. He'll woo to glean the cold heart behind the apparatus that snakes from the mines of Sierra Leone unseen, then cross Atlantic to crown American status. A tethered mule with his cargo flawless must endure formaldehyde and lilies. Not even fire from a crystal lattice can warm the hearts of sadistic bullies. He collects his pay, playing 21, recognizing the girl now his dealer. Though he's sworn to take his money and run, Bond thinks, where's the fun? And he can heal her. Just remember, Bond, whatever your endeavor, aside from death, only diamonds are forever.
Beautiful, Roxy. You're amazing. You have to get the speech. You always get the blessing.
Well, thank everybody for coming. It was just just a wonderful afternoon. It's not been a great week. I'm in the middle of a major housekeeping project, and the allergies were terrible. And I have to say, I really look forward to this monthly gathering. And you guys certainly even is beyond my expectations. The features, the open mic. What a wonderful afternoon.
Beautiful. I give you a big brownstone thank you to Aaliyah, Daniel, Jacqueline, Roxy, my left hand, I should give her my throat because I'm just dying here. And I want to thank her for helping me along, and I want to thank the open mic and people for being patient. And
Okay.
if I seem a little raspy, I'm sorry, but that's it. I'm tired. At least I made it through this reading. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Patricia.
Thank you.
Get better. Get better.
better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
everyone.
Peter. Peter, I sent you the correct thing. I apologize. So is everything kosher now?
Okay.
I'm really out of it. I want to go to bed.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Don't look at it till later.
Bye.
Oh yeah, next month
Again,
we're gonna have Keisha Gay Anderson, Mia S. Willis, and Chocolate Waters. So you'll be hearing from us soon. It's gonna be on June 21st instead of the end of the month because situations here.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Love you all.
Thanks to you.
Bye,
Thanks to
everybody.
Roxanne. Thanks everybody. It was a great afternoon.
Bye, everybody. It's beautiful.
Thank